Hello everyone. So I've been wanting to make some posts to set you guys up for success in your fitness goals for 2020. And I decided that I would do some mini video series instead. And this video is entitled To Gym or Not to Gym. So what I'm going to talk about here is whether you will do better working out at a gym or if you will do better working out from home. I think that they're two totally different avenues, and they both can lead to really success, to a lot of successful results. It just depends on what works better for you. So there's two categories, obviously: gym and at home. So I've broken down different reasons that'll be better to be in one category or the other. So, first category, to go to the gym. So, for my opinion, if you are a stay-at-home mom, it is best to actually belong to a gym with childcare, obviously. Now, if you don't have a gym with childcare around, then obviously at home is the only option that you may have. Or working out at the gym while your husband watches kids might be an option, right? But sometimes that can be a challenge, as us moms know. But one of the reasons that I believe that is because staying home with your kids all day, as someone who is currently a stay-at-home mom, staying home with your kids all day can be a challenge. And working out with children around is an even bigger challenge. You're not going to get a really good workout in with kids around. I don't care what anyone says. Now, if you're super structured and you have them on a nap time and you have a free hour of your day, hey, and you want to stay home, fine. But I think it's better for your overall health and well-being to get out of the house, bring your kids with you, take the 2 hours. A lot of gyms have 2 to 2.5 hour time limits where that's all your time. You can take a group fitness class. You can work out on your own. You could work out and then lounge in, the locker room or somewhere and breathe for a while. So I think it's really good for your mental health, not just your physical health, if you're a stay-at-home mom. Now, for those of you who work, if you have good lunch breaks where you might be able to run to a close gym, get a good 30-minute HIIT workout in, and then run back to work, you might have a full hour. You might be able to do that depending on if you live in an area where this is doable. Probably not so much if you're in a city, but if you're in a smaller town. I know a lot of people that used to do that in Virginia, not so much in San Antonio. That might be a challenge. But if you have longer, lunch breaks and you're able to do that, it might work. If you have regular work hours, if you're an 8 to 5, an 8 to 4, a 9 to 5, a 7 to 3, if you're a teacher, like at the end of that day, you're done. That's good. That might be, hey, you can go to the gym because your schedule is going to be regular. If you don't fall in there, probably not, right? If you work from home, I believe it's better to go out to the gym if you work from home. That way it gets you out of the house, puts you in a different environment. You don't get drawn into oh, well, let me keep working, or, cutting yourself short because you're like, oh, let me go answer the phone or something like that if you work from home. So I think going to the gym is better, gets you out of the environment, and then you can come back home refreshed and work from home. So if you have flexible work hours, I have one client who has always been flexible, just online client. And she's able to, in between going to meetings or before going into work, she has enough flexibility in her schedule that she can go to the gym for 2 hours sometimes. So if you have flexible work hours where you can kind of make your own hours, then definitely the gym is the place to be. If your kids are older, and you don't have to be home all the time. If you're single, definitely, you definitely want to be in an atmosphere to meet other people. And if you're serious about your fitness, then other people who are at the gym are in the same category, usually. So, we're kind of going on the opposite, so some of this might be a little repeat. Also, I think the gym's also really good if you're an extrovert. A lot of times, if you're an extrovert, being at home and working out alone can be a challenge. You're not going to feel as motivated. You're not going to have the same atmosphere. So definitely, if you lean towards that side, it's probably better to find a way to work out in a gym. Now at home, this was actually the reason that sparked my desire to want to make this video, is if you're a full-time working mom, going to a gym is super challenging. The only reason I was successful when I was working full-time, I believe for the most part, was because I worked in a gym and I was a fitness manager. So I worked out before I went to into my office. It's a very interesting dynamic when you work in a gym and you're a mom, and you know, it's helpful. It was great because I was like, well, I'm blessed. But if I was not working in an actual gym, I have no idea how I would have gotten physically to the gym. It is super challenging. I have a lot of mom friends who struggle, who work full time, and rightly so. You're dropping your kid off at daycare in the morning. There's really no time to do a workout in the morning unless your husband's gonna take care of that and you're gonna alternate days. So you'd have to be super structured, right? Maybe mom goes to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Dad goes to the gym Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday or something. You might need to work through that. Be super structured if you want to go to the gym. You know, but nonetheless, you know, also at the end of the day, if you get off at 5, you know, by the time I picked up my kids from daycare and got them home, got them in a bath and eat dinner, I mean, it was like 7:30. It's really almost impossible to work out after work if you have normal work hours. Now, if you get off at like 3 o'clock, if you're a teacher or something, you probably could run to the gym for an hour and then go pick your kids up from daycare. But most of the time, this is where working out at home is better. You know, maybe you wake up at 5:30 before the kids are awake in the morning and you get your at-home workout in. Or if you are a night owl, you know, when your kid go to bed at 8 o'clock or whatever, you could work out at night at home. So definitely, I think there's a lot more success that's going to happen if you decide on an at-home program as a full-time mom. Same thing as a full-time working dad with multiple kids. My husband's still struggling to find a groove with working out himself. A lot of times it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that he usually goes to the gym because, you know, you've been out all day and then you want to go home to your family or your wife's nagging at you, and going to the gym usually isn't always an option after a long day of work. So having a home gym, you know, a garage setup, a basement, or if you have like a designated room, I think it's also important that you have a designated space. You know, just working out in your living room, some people are successful, but that's challenging. There could be a lot going on in the house, you know, and then you get distracted. So if you're going to work out at home, I definitely recommend that you find a space that is a little bit more designated for it. So yeah, if you work a lot of hours, working out at home is probably the best option. Also, if you don't have a gym close by, a lot of people, if the gym's not 5 to 10 minutes away, won't go. So if you're one of those people that are like, you have to drive 15 minutes and you know that 15 minutes is going to make or break you, then don't get the gym membership. Work out at home. I think also a lot of introverts prefer to work out by themselves. And so, you know, working out at home might be a better option for you. You don't need that high energy atmosphere or, you know, a lot of people in the gym, in the weight room, in group fitness classes. You don't need that. Then at home would also be a good idea. Now, obviously, you might fall, you know, some places in between of these two categories, but for the most part, most people that I've met, most people that I've trained have fallen into one or two of these categories. So if you have any questions about this, comment below. Obviously, this is not, you know, the only way that you could be successful. And then there's a second video on this that's going to relate to what kind of gym goer are you. That'll be part 2. So questions, comments, post below, and let me know what you think.